discussion around that.
Basically, cryptocurrency, or the very first cryptocurrency based on blockchain technology, Bitcoin. Everybody's probably heard about that by now. It's just one of the many implementations of that secure ledger. In its basic form, it's just a way, like I said, to keep a record of transactions between people, whether it be for goods and services, or in this case, Bitcoin, its own money, cryptocurrency. They took blockchain and said, let's create a cryptographically secure ledger based on a currency, and we're going to call it Bitcoin. If you go out there on the internet now and search for cryptocurrencies, oh my gosh, it's like 500. Yeah. The only reason that Bitcoin got so big is because it was the first one.
Well, first mover's advantage, a regular business thing. And the interesting part about it is that, and we can get to that, but Bitcoin played a tremendous role because in the dark web, and the dark web is really a place early on that if you want to do transactions online, but you don't really want anybody to see it. So if you're trying to buy illegal guns or whatever, anything nefarious, the dark web was there for you to be able to do that. And cryptocurrency, in particular Bitcoin, was very popular in that. So if I wanted to buy something from Rodney and I didn't want the whole world to see, but I still wanted somebody to recognize the value of the currency, then I would buy the item from Rodney and I would use this encrypted Bitcoin currency. So yes. I still knew I had the money. Everybody, every main banking system that probably wouldn't back the transaction wouldn't,
right.
wouldn't support that. Right. But I could still verify that we exchanged something for
yes.
a valuable piece.
Yes.
So you gave me a product, I gave you some currency. So that's why Bitcoin was so popular. Now, we had a discussion in the last episode, and I'll bring back that discussion, but we won't harp on it too long, is my idea when Bitcoin became popular on mainstream, it became popular because it was more of a sensation, not that it was more of a unique entity at that point. And so a lot of people started to add Bitcoin into their portfolio because there was such a huge demand. But my argument for it not being sustainable was, one, there's going to be a lot of cryptocurrency out here, number one. And number two, the popularity that cryptocurrency has, Bitcoin in particular, happened because it was something that could facilitate transactions in a dark, unmonitored place. So if you make Bitcoin mainstream, then it becomes like every other currency. It's regulated, it's validated by banks, it's part of portfolios, and now the main advantage of it being used has now changed, because now the main advantage was it being able to do transactions that people can't see, and now when it's regulated, it has no real advantage. So that was my perspective to investors that I was talking to about Bitcoin, but my perspective is not lost. So that was my rationale behind saying the sustainability of the advantage and the value of Bitcoin was going to be a challenge. Because again, it had no real differentiator. The main differentiator initially was it being able to do these things in the dark, having first movers advantage. And now, hey, it's mainstream. It's just like, it would essentially now, it has the same type of regulation and accountability as the American dollar, the yen, everything. So what is your thought about that? We don't always agree. I learned a lot from him, so we don't always agree. So.
I would say over the past 3 years, the fight between the American SEC, South Korean currency exchange, China. Oh my God, China. They've had their ups and downs with cryptocurrencies. Regulation does have its effects. You're right, Keith, on that. But I would add to that, or say to that, don't forget is when you say the positives with cryptocurrency, decentralized records of money transactions, whether it's for good or bad, or for money laundering or regular transactions or whatever. If it's regulated or not, that's still a plus.
It's still a plus
because, like I said, I could hit Bank of America tomorrow, and then they'd have a problem because they're federally insured. So if they ever lost your money, the going thing is, we'll get your money back because we're federally insured. And you're like, yeah, right. But if I got it all in Bitcoin, I know that it's good because I can go to any currency exchange around the world that will change my BTC over the yen, over the euros, over the whatever.
But now the challenge becomes, if that's the case, then it still doesn't have a differentiator from people being able to create their own blockchain currency.
That's true.
So now, what the expectation is that, say for instance, you got an index that you look at to see what's moving with particular cryptocurrencies.
Yep.
I mean, it might be 30 of them on there, and that's just 30. As we just said earlier, there are tons of cryptocurrencies out there. So now, if they're not unified, if not, it's not a way to unify these different technologies, now you're expecting all these different systems to be able to accommodate the other systems. That's not reasonable. So now we understand decentralized is better, true, but now we have so many different. Now who becomes a leader? Unless there's a way to. I think we just came up with a business idea. I think we found a way to make a simple way to make these cryptocurrencies when needed. Sometimes it's almost like when you have one healthcare database, and you have a different healthcare database, and at some point one gets acquired. People create tools so they're easy.
Yes.
We might have to do something like that.
That's interesting.
And hold on, I'm gonna edit that part out. Let me,